Invisible hackers infiltrated the global banking system and made $1 billion disappear without anyone noticing. Is it possible to steal $1 billion without ever entering a bank? They used no weapons, no masks, just a computer and patience.
The year was 2013, and something was happening inside the global banking system that no one noticed. Everything looked normal. Customers were withdrawing money, employees were doing their daily work, but behind the scenes, an invisible group had already gained access to the banks. This group later became known as the Carbanak cyber gang. They weren't ordinary hackers. They acted like real bank employees from the inside. It all started with a simple email, fake messages sent to bank staff containing malicious files, and just one click. After that single click, the entire system would fall under their control. They didn't rush. Sometimes they waited for months. They monitored employees' computers, recorded their screens, and learned exactly how each button was used. Like invisible workers, they lived inside the system. Then the operation would begin. In some cases, they secretly added money to bank accounts and then transferred it to their own accounts. But there was an even more shocking method. ATMs would start dispensing cash on their own. Late at night, with no one touching them, money would flow out of ATMs. And nearby, there would already be people waiting to collect it. Within seconds, the cash would disappear. According to investigations, this group targeted more than 100 banks across over 30 countries, and the total stolen amount reached up to $1 billion. This wasn't just a robbery, it was the largest invisible bank heist in history. The most terrifying part? Banks didn't notice it for a long time because everything was happening inside the system. No violence, no alarms, just money vanishing. But the scariest part of their plan was the way they fought. They didn't just break into systems, they studied them. They built a separate strategy for each bank. In some cases, they would do nothing for months, just observe. They analyzed peak operation hours, employee permissions, and system vulnerabilities. In some banks, they even gained access to internal security cameras, watching employees in real time. That meant they weren't just inside the computers, they were physically aware of what was happening inside the bank. They didn't make mistakes, because every step was executed with precision, as if it had already been tested.
The technology they used was also highly advanced. According to reports, they mainly targeted computers running Windows systems, especially outdated terminals using Windows 7 and Windows XP. They used a custom-built malware known as Carbanak, which allowed them to access internal bank servers, and in some cases, even SWIFT money transfer systems. These attacks were primarily recorded between 2013 and 2014 in banks located in Ukraine, Russia, Germany, China, and the United States. For example, in cities like Kyiv and Moscow, some bank branches were secretly infiltrated and monitored for months. They specifically targeted employees using office computers from brands like HP and Dell because security updates on those systems were often delayed. In some cases, they fully imitated the daily behavior of bank employees. For instance, if an employee logged into the system at 9 a.m., the hackers would perform actions at the exact same time, so nothing seemed suspicious. By learning the bank's internal software, they became part of the system itself. In some cases, they even connected to security cameras to monitor who was physically present in the office in real time. This allowed them to execute operations only at the perfect moment, like near the end of work hours or during weekends. By late 2014, millions of dollars had been gradually withdrawn from several European banks using this method, and not a single system flagged it as suspicious activity.
One of the most intriguing aspects was the team behind it. One of the individuals later identified as part of the group, Dennis Callinan, also known as Dennis K., was arrested in 2018 in Alicante, Spain. Investigations revealed that the group operated internationally. Some members were based in Eastern Europe, while others were in Asia. They coordinated over the internet, communicating through encrypted channels. Some reports even suggest that their servers were routed through data centers in China and the United States, making them much harder to trace. This was no ordinary hacker group. It was a professional, organized, global digital crime network. Then came the most critical phase, making the money disappear without a trace. They didn't just steal money, they erased it. Funds were split across multiple accounts, transferred between different countries, and sometimes withdrawn in cash through intermediaries known as money mules. The process was so fast and complex that banking systems couldn't track it in real time. In some cases, they even altered the bank's own databases, making it appear as if the money had never existed. This wasn't just theft anymore. It was building a system within a system. And the most chilling part? No one knows exactly when it all began.
The investigation lasted for years, and finally, in 2015, the case was revealed to the public. The world was shocked because this incident proved one thing: you no longer need weapons to rob a bank. A computer and patience are enough. In 2018, some members of the group were arrested, but experts say these types of attacks are still ongoing. And maybe, right now, inside some bank system, someone invisible is watching everything. This story proved one thing: the most dangerous thieves are the ones you cannot see. Subscribe to the channel to not miss out real and shocking stories. And don't forget to like the video. Your opinion is also interesting. How do you think this event was possible? Keep following us for more such mysterious and real stories.